Imagine holding a coin in your hand that could change your life forever. Right now, as you sit there, a 1982 Lincoln penny with no mint mark might be hiding in your pocket change, your drawer, or a jar tucked away on a shelf. You could be staring at $1 million coin and not even know it. A single penny worth over $1 million. But this isn't a fairy tale. This is real, and the story behind this coin is as mysterious as it is incredible. Back in 1982, the U.S. Mint made a change that most people never noticed. For the first time, Lincoln pennies were being made with a new metal composition, mostly zinc with a thin copper coating. But not all pennies were created equal. Some slipped through production with no mint mark at all, creating an accidental rarity that collectors now fight over. The moment these coins left the mint, no one realized what had happened. They looked just like every other penny in circulation. But decades later, collectors discovered these unmarked coins could sell for over $1 million if they were in near-perfect condition. One coin could literally turn an ordinary person into a millionaire overnight. First, you need to know the date, 1982. But not every 1982 penny qualifies. Look closely. There's no D for Denver or S for San Francisco anywhere on the coin. That absence is the key. But that's just the beginning. The coin must have survived decades without being scratched, bent, or worn down. The tiniest imperfection can drop its value by hundreds of thousands. Hold it up to the light and examine the surfaces. A pristine 1982 no mint mark penny will have a smooth, sharp finish, with every detail on Lincoln's face and the words on the reverse crystal clear. This is where patience matters, and why collectors spend years searching through thousands of coins, sometimes never finding what they are looking for. Now, imagine a retired schoolteacher in Ohio, sorting coins from her collection one quiet afternoon. She picks up a penny, pauses, examines it, and something feels different. No mint mark. The copper shines with that perfect reddish hue. Her heart races. She knows this isn't just any penny. She takes it to a coin dealer, and the result? Over $1 million. One coin. One life-changing moment. Stories like this happen more often than you think. Everyday Americans stumble upon these pennies in drawers, jars, and forgotten collections. They've been sitting quietly, hiding in plain sight, while the world around them rushes on. The excitement comes in realizing you might have one too. Collectors know the thrill of the hunt. They inspect rolls of pennies, one by one, searching for that subtle, rare coin that could redefine their lives. They know the significance of condition, the impact of sharp details, and the way the right light can reveal a penny's true worth. They also know that not all 1982 no mint mark pennies are equal. Some are worth a few $100s, others over $1 million. It's almost poetic. A coin that started as mere change, handled by thousands of hands, becomes a treasure. And every time a collector finds one, the story grows. The legend of the 1982 no mint mark Lincoln penny. The coin is a symbol of luck, timing, and the sheer unpredictability of life. If you're ready to see if your pennies hold hidden wealth, start by carefully examining every 1982 Lincoln penny you come across. Check for that missing mint mark, inspect its surface under strong light, and pay attention to the smallest details. One tiny scratch, one nick, can make the difference between a few dollars and $1 million windfall. Imagine the possibilities. You could be the next person to stumble upon this rare coin. That jar of pennies on your counter, the loose change in your car, the collection your grandfather started decades ago. One of these could hold a secret worth over $1 million. And it's not just the money. There's a thrill, an emotional charge, a feeling of holding history in your hand and knowing you've discovered something no one else has. How many times have you tossed change into a drawer without a second thought? This coin proves that even the most ordinary objects can hide extraordinary value. And it reminds us that sometimes fortune favors those who look closer, who take the time to notice the details everyone else misses. The 1982 no mint mark Lincoln penny is more than metal and history. It's hope. It's opportunity. It's proof that even in the smallest things, life-changing surprises can exist. And it's waiting in your drawer, your jar, your collection, or the change in your pocket. You never know until you look closely enough, until you pay attention to the details, until you understand what you're really holding. There is magic in these coins, in their rarity, in their ability to turn the mundane into the extraordinary. And the magic isn't just in the money. It's in the discovery, in the possibility that your life could be transformed in an instant. So start examining, start searching, start paying attention. Every 1982 penny without a mint mark deserves a second look. Because that coin isn't just a penny. It's potentially a $1 million treasure. And you might already have it without knowing it. Every coin has a story, but the 1982 no mint mark Lincoln penny has a story that could be your story. One coin, one chance, one life completely changed. You're digging through an old jar of pennies, the ones your parents or grandparents saved for years, and suddenly, one catches your eye. It looks ordinary, like every other penny you've seen 1,000 times. But what if I told you, this ordinary-looking coin could be worth over $1 million? That's right, a single 1979 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, hiding in plain sight, could change your life forever. Now, you might be thinking, a penny? Really? How could something worth 1 cent ever be worth $1 million? The truth is stranger than fiction. The 1979 no mint mark Lincoln penny isn't just rare, it's a glitch in history. In 1979, every Lincoln penny was supposed to be minted with a Denver or Philadelphia mark. But due to an extremely rare error, a handful slipped through the system without that mark, making them some of the most valuable pennies in the world. Imagine the minting floor back then. Machines whirring, coins stamping, workers stacking endless rows of pennies. And amidst that chaos, a few coins missed their mark, completely unmarked, unnoticed. Yet decades later, they become a treasure beyond imagination. A single coin like this could fetch over $1 million at auction. That's the kind of money that turns ordinary lives into extraordinary ones. Let me tell you a story. A collector I know spent years just hunting for rare pennies. One day, while casually flipping through a handful from his pocket change, he noticed something odd. No mint mark. At first, he laughed it off. Surely it was just a worn coin. But he double-checked, then triple-checked. And when the grading company confirmed it, his life changed overnight. That one tiny penny was now worth over $1 million. Overnight.so. How do you know if you have one? First, check the date, 1979. Next, look for the mint mark. It's usually a tiny letter, a D for Denver or a P for Philadelphia, just under the date. If it's missing entirely, that's your first clue. But here's the critical part. Not every penny without a mark is valuable. It must have the proper weight, color, and minting characteristics of a genuine 1979 penny. Take a moment and feel the weight in your hand. A real penny has a very specific feel. The metal, the thickness, even the subtle ridges on the edge. All of these are clues. Compare it to a known 1979 penny with a mint mark. Does it feel different? Look different under a bright light? Sometimes the tiniest details hold the most enormous secrets. Now, let's reset for a moment. Picture a simple jar of pennies on your kitchen counter. Hundreds of coins, nothing special, nothing exciting. Yet, hidden among them is the possibility of $1 million treasure. It's almost cinematic, isn't it? This is exactly why coin collecting is as thrilling as a treasure hunt. Because the next life-changing coin could be the one you pick up tomorrow. Here's another story. A retired teacher found a 1979 no mint mark penny in a roll she bought at a bank. She didn't know its value and put it in her desk drawer. Years later, a friend mentioned the penny error and she dug it out. One phone call to a grading company later, and she learned it could be worth over $1 million. Just imagine that moment, discovering that a coin you casually saved is now your ticket to financial freedom. Identifying one yourself requires patience. Use a magnifying glass, check the date, examine the area below it for a mint mark. If it's missing, compare it to known examples online. Look for consistent metal color, correct relief, and no signs of tampering. Remember, even a small scratch or polish can affect value. Every detail matters. Every coin has a story. Now, imagine telling this story at your next family gathering. Everyone laughs when you pull out a penny until you explain, this isn't just a penny. This is a key to millions. And unlike a lottery ticket, you already own the chance to find it. The thrill isn't just in the money, it's in the discovery. The moment when you realize something ordinary has become extraordinary. Take a breath and picture it again. A quiet evening, sorting through coins, and suddenly, your heart races. No mint mark. Could it really be? Your hands shake. You call a grading company. Days pass like an eternity. Then, confirmation. One coin. One chance. Over $1 million. It's almost too good to be true. But history proves it happens. People find these pennies every year, and lives are changed forever. Even more, think about the rarity. The 1979 no-mint mark penny is so scarce that it has a mysterious allure. Every time someone finds one, it's a headline. Every sale breaks records. And yet, the coin itself looks so simple. Copper, a familiar Lincoln profile, tiny and unassuming. It's proof that sometimes, the most incredible treasures are hiding where you least expect them. So, as you go through your coins, pay attention. Slow down. Look closely, because the next extraordinary discovery could be your own. Remember, identifying it correctly isn't just about luck. It's about knowledge, patience, and a keen eye. If you follow these steps, you could spot the hidden gem others overlook. Thousands of collectors scour banks, garages, and old jars. Some find nothing, others find pennies worth tens of thousands. But the rarest find, the 1979 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, changes lives. It's the ultimate prize for anyone passionate about coins. The stories, the suspense, the emotional rush, it's all there in a single copper disc. As we wrap this up, imagine holding that coin, knowing it could be worth over $1 million. Imagine the phone calls, the excitement, the disbelief. Imagine the possibilities. The moment when a seemingly ordinary penny transforms into a treasure you never imagined. This is the magic of coin collecting. This is why collectors never stop hunting. And this is why one tiny penny can hold the power to transform a life. This exact penny could be sitting in your drawer right now, and it's worth over $1 million. To anyone else, it's just a penny, 1 cent. But to the right person, the one who knows the secret, it could be worth over $1 million. Yes, a single Lincoln penny, minted in 1990 at the Denver Mint, hiding in plain sight, waiting to turn someone's life upside down. The story of this coin starts in the early 1990s, a time when most of us weren't paying much attention to pennies. We were buying candy, tipping waiters, or feeding meters. Few knew that the United States Mint had quietly produced a tiny number of pennies that would later become legends in the coin collecting world. These pennies, perfectly struck, almost flawless, carry a hidden value that only a few lucky collectors have ever seen. Imagine a coin so ordinary that your grandmother might have tossed it in her purse, yet so extraordinary that it could make someone a millionaire overnight. This isn't a story about luck alone. It's about knowing what to look for, about understanding the subtle signs that set this penny apart from the millions of others that were minted the same year. Here's what makes the 1990 D Lincoln penny so special. First, the D mint mark. Denver pennies are common, yes, but only a select few from 1990 carry the exact characteristics that can skyrocket their value. You're looking for a coin with a sharp, deep strike, where every detail of Lincoln's face, the words "In God We Trust," and the date itself are crisp, almost unervingly perfect. Any softness or imperfection can cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. The slightest difference can turn a potential $1 million coin into an ordinary penny, but it doesn't stop there. These pennies often reveal subtle doubling on the lettering or the date, something that collectors call a die variety. It's a feature invisible to the casual eye, but for the trained collector, it's a flashing neon sign screaming, "This is rare, this is valuable." This is a coin that could make someone's financial dreams come true in a single find. Something that passes through thousands of hands, changing pockets and purses, surviving decades, and yet remaining untouched, waiting for the moment it will be recognized. Someone, somewhere, could pick up a handful of pennies from the grocery store, and suddenly, everything changes. One penny could transform an ordinary life into something unimaginable. Now, let's talk about identification. You want a penny with a deep, clear D mint mark, perfectly centered. Lincoln's profile must be sharp, with fine details on his cheekbone, jawline, and beard. Look closely at the lettering, the year 1990, and the motto. There are subtle signs of perfection, and perfection is what drives its value. Under bright light, the coin should almost seem to glow, as if it's quietly announcing, "I'm not just a penny." Collectors often examine these coins under magnification. They study every ridge, every contour, every tiny mark. Some even weigh them, checking for microscopic differences that can confirm authenticity. And once you find one, the realization hits like a thunderclap. This isn't just a coin. This is a ticket to financial freedom, a piece of history that can turn a simple moment of discovery into a life-changing event. Imagine the thrill of holding one in your hand for the first time, knowing that this small disc of copper could be worth over $1 million. Think of the stories that coin could tell, the journey it has traveled through countless pockets, wallets, and cash registers, all while silently increasing in value. Every scratch avoided, every careful glance, every moment of chance has led to this one moment. Discovery, and the suspense doesn't end there. Not every 1990 D penny is $1 million find. Many are ordinary, unnoticed, overlooked. The key is learning how to distinguish the ordinary from the extraordinary. It's about patience, knowledge, and a little bit of intuition. Collectors who have held these coins know the feeling, a mix of awe, disbelief, and adrenaline. Because when you finally recognize the signs, the realization hits. This coin is worth more than most people make in a lifetime. Even more astonishing, there are stories of people who stumbled upon these pennies by accident. They were cleaning out drawers, sorting through spare change, or helping a relative. 1 second, it was a regular penny. The next, they held $1 million secret in their palm. And it all comes down to this: attention to detail. Knowing the subtle clues, studying images of known examples, learning the minting errors, and trusting your instincts. Some collectors spend years searching, examining thousands of coins. Others find their fortune in a handful of change. The thrill, the suspense, the possibility that any ordinary penny could be extraordinary keeps collectors awake at night. Every coin has a story, but few have the power to change a life instantly, to make someone a millionaire overnight. This exact moment could happen to you. One small coin, unnoticed by the world, waiting for the right pair of eyes. The 1990 D Lincoln penny isn't just copper and zinc. It's history, opportunity, and hope. It's a reminder that sometimes the most extraordinary things are hidden in plain sight, waiting for someone willing to look closely enough to see the difference. Next time you reach into your pocket, your jar, your drawer, take a moment. Examine every coin. Study the mint marks, the details, the tiny imperfections, and the striking perfection. One of those coins could be the key to a life you never imagined possible. The dream isn't impossible. It's waiting, quietly, in the form of a tiny penny that has survived decades, ready to reward someone who recognizes it. This is more than a story about money. It's a story about discovery, patience, and the magic of uncovering something extraordinary hidden in the ordinary. It's about the chance to hold a piece of history in your hand and know that this one small coin can be the difference between ordinary and life-changing. And as you think about it, remember this: among the change you handle every day, there could be a 1990 D Lincoln penny with the potential to make someone a millionaire. One careful look, one careful choice, could uncover a treasure that has been waiting for decades. I'm going to show you exactly what to look for and why collectors are willing to pay over $1 million for this single penny. It all starts in 1988. The United States Mint produced billions of Lincoln pennies that year, but among them, a few were created without the familiar Denver Mint mark. These coins, ordinary at first glance, carry a hidden story that has made them priceless. For decades, the existence of these pennies was nearly a secret. Few knew they existed, and even fewer understood their true value. A coin you've walked past in grocery stores, in your couch cushions, or in the bottom of your purse could be worth over $1 million. Think about the possibilities. One simple mistake in minting has created one of the rarest coins in modern history. And unlike some legendary coins locked away in museums, these pennies are still out there, waiting to be discovered by the lucky collector. While billions of pennies were minted in 1988, only a tiny fraction were left without a mint mark. That small omission, unnoticed by most, is exactly what makes this coin so valuable. It's as if the coin itself holds a secret, whispering to collectors, "Find me, and your life will never be the same." First, check the obverse side. That's the front of the coin. You're looking for the familiar image of Abraham Lincoln. Nothing unusual there. But then look closely at the area just beneath the date. If there is no letter D, no mint mark at all, you could be holding the elusive coin collectors dream about. Every detail matters here. The color, the luster, the subtle contours. A penny like this might not look extraordinary, but its value is Many people pass over these coins thinking they are just another penny. But the rarity is hidden in plain sight. The mint produced them by accident, and because they were never intended to exist, their value skyrocketed. Over the past few years, collectors who discovered these coins have turned small, everyday change into million-dollar fortunes. Think about what it would feel like to open a drawer, pull out a handful of pennies, and spot the coin that could make you a millionaire. The thought alone is electrifying. 1 second, you're handling ordinary change. The next, your life could be transformed. It's not just money. It's a piece of history, a story you can touch and hold, a tangible connection to the moment when the unexpected became extraordinary. The market for these pennies is intense. Collectors pay extraordinary amounts for verified coins. Authentication is key. If you think you have a 1988 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, you'll want to have it examined by a professional grading service. This ensures that your coin is genuine and can command the kind of value that collectors will fight over. A single verified coin has sold privately for over $1 million, and there is no limit to what others could pay. Condition is everything. The finer the coin, the higher the potential payout. A penny that has been handled minimally, with a sharp strike and clean surface, could be worth significantly more than one that shows years of wear. That tiny detail could mean the difference between a few $1,000s and a life-changing sum. Even the way the coin reflects light tells a story. Those subtle shadows, the way the metal glints under certain angles, are part of the evidence experts use to confirm authenticity. This is why collectors obsess over every tiny detail. Every line, every curve, every mark tells them whether this coin could be the one worth millions. That what's truly amazing is that these coins have been quietly circulating for decades. They've been lost in drawers, jars, and cash registers, passed from hand to hand, and yet a few have survived in nearly perfect condition. And that's where the suspense comes in. Because somewhere, right now, one of these coins could be waiting to change someone's life forever. Let's talk about the thrill of discovery. There's nothing like the moment when you realize what you're holding. Heart racing, hands trembling, mind spinning. That's the emotion collectors live for. The story of the 1988 no-mint mark penny is not just about money. It's about uncovering a secret hidden in plain sight, a treasure that only a few will ever find. It's also a story of patience and vigilance. You can't just hope to stumble upon one. You check every coin, you study every detail, and you learn the subtle cues that reveal the extraordinary from the ordinary. And when you finally spot it, the feeling is indescribable. You know, in that instant, that you've uncovered something truly rare, something priceless. Every coin has a past, but few have a future like this one. The 1988 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is a symbol of opportunity, a reminder that sometimes the most valuable things are hidden where you least expect them. It challenges us to pay attention, to look closer, and to never underestimate the ordinary. Collectors around the country are searching tirelessly. They're examining rolls of pennies, sorting through pocket change, and checking coins that have been untouched for years. They are motivated not just by wealth, but by the thrill of finding something that few will ever see. And that's the energy, the suspense, the life-changing potential that makes this penny legendary. So, if you have any 1988 pennies lying around, don't dismiss them. Study them. Look closely at the mint mark area. Compare them to known examples. Learn to spot the no-mint mark anomaly. Because one coin could be the key to a fortune that seems almost unreal. It's rare, it's powerful, and it could be waiting for you. Imagine telling your family, your friends, that you found a coin worth over $1 million tucked away in your old change jar. That moment of disbelief, excitement, and triumph. That's the power of this penny. It's more than metal. It's a ticket to a story you'll tell for the rest of your life. And the truth is, this coin is still out there. It's still waiting for the right person to recognize its value. The opportunity is real, the stakes are high, and the reward is unimaginable. If you have 1988 pennies in your collection, in your wallet, or in a jar in the kitchen, you owe it to yourself to take a closer look. You might be holding more than just a coin. You could be holding a piece of history and $1 million treasure. But what if I told you this simple penny could be worth over $1 million? That's right. One tiny coin, hiding in plain sight, capable of turning a lifetime of dreams into reality in an instant. This isn't fantasy. This is the shocking story of the 2007 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Back in 2007, the U.S. Mint produced billions of Lincoln pennies, each designed to look exactly the same. Most of them ended up in cash registers, jars, and couches, forgotten, unnoticed. But hidden among the ordinary, a rare few slipped through the cracks. They were missing something crucial: the mint mark. No D, no S, just a bare, unassuming coin. And that tiny absence is what makes this penny one of the most valuable coins in the world. The answer lies in rarity and demand. Coin collectors are obsessed with anomalies, errors, and unique coins. When you hold a 2007 no-mint mark penny in perfect condition, you are holding a piece of history that almost no one else possesses. And believe me, the moment collectors catch wind of one, the frenzy begins. But finding one is like searching for a needle in a haystack. Every roll of pennies you pull from the bank is mostly the same. But the thrill comes from knowing that the next coin could be the one that changes everything. That's what makes coin collecting addictive: the possibility that your next discovery is worth $1 million. First, look at the obverse. That's the front of the coin. The standard pennies from 2007 should have a D or S under Lincoln's bust, signaling it was minted in Denver or San Francisco. A true no-mint mark penny has nothing there. Just empty space, perfectly smooth. Next, examine the details. The rare 2007 no-mint mark pennies are often sharper, cleaner, and more defined than everyday circulation pennies. The edges should be crisp, the date perfectly readable, and the overall appearance almost flawless. Any signs of wear or scratches could reduce its value drastically. Now, imagine the thrill when you find one. You lift it out of a roll, stare at it, and your heart pounds. You know immediately, this isn't ordinary. This is the coin that collectors dream about. This is the coin that could make you a millionaire. The suspense, the disbelief, the hope all collide in a single moment. The story doesn't end with just identifying it. Once you have a 2007 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, the next step is protecting it. Store it carefully in a capsule or holder, away from humidity, fingerprints, and sunlight. The condition of this coin can be the difference between thousands and $1 million. Collectors across the country are constantly hunting for coins like this. There are stories of ordinary people sitting in their homes, digging through jars of change, only to find that their next coin is the one worth millions. Imagine being that person. Imagine the disbelief, the excitement, and the life-changing realization that your ordinary penny has extraordinary value. These pennies were likely overlooked by banks, cashiers, and coin sorters. They were hidden in plain sight because no one expected such an ordinary coin to be worth such an extraordinary amount. That's the beauty of the 2007 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. It's subtle, it's unassuming, and yet it holds unimaginable power. And now, the emotional part. Think about the stories that coin could tell if it could speak. From the hands of strangers to your own, each scratch and scuff is history. Every penny carries the weight of countless transactions, countless moments. But the rare ones? They carry the weight of destiny. The rare ones are the coins that can rewrite a life. The thrill of finding a coin like this is unlike anything else. It's suspense, excitement, and hope all rolled into a single, small object. You could be sifting through change right now, completely unaware that the next penny you pick up could be your ticket to a completely different life. Even if you're new to coin collecting, you can learn to spot these rare pennies. Study the mint marks carefully. Examine the details under light. Compare your coin to verified images online. Look for that unmistakable absence of a mint mark, the clean lines, the untouched luster. Patience and attention to detail are your greatest tools. Collectors who understand this coin are willing to pay unimaginable sums. Auctions, private sales, and coin shows see bidders going head-to-head for rare finds like this. And why? Because this penny isn't just metal. It's a key to opportunity, a symbol of fortune, and a piece of American history rolled into one dot. And every now and then, miracles happen. Ordinary people like you find extraordinary coins. The kind of coin that instantly becomes the most valuable thing in their life. The kind of coin that makes headlines, makes dreams real, and makes millionaires overnight. Remember, the 2007 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is more than just a collectible. It's a story, a mystery, and a possibility. It's proof that sometimes the most incredible treasures are hiding where you least expect them. And all it takes is one moment, one glance, one lucky discovery to change everything. Every roll of pennies you examine, every coin you hold, carries a glimmer of hope. You could be seconds away from holding $1 million coin in your hands. It's thrilling, it's unpredictable, and it's completely within reach. So look again at your coins. Check the details. Pay attention to the mint marks. Study every roll. Because among the ordinary, the 2007 no mint mark Lincoln penny waits. Waiting to be discovered. Waiting to transform a life. Waiting for you. You might have walked past it hundreds of times, never realizing that it's the key to a life-changing discovery. Back in 2001, the U.S. Mint produced billions of Lincoln pennies, coins meant to be everyday currency. But among those countless coins, one tiny imperfection created a rare treasure. A subtle misstrike, almost invisible, turns a normal 2001 D penny into a prize that collectors dream about. Some call it a freak of minting. Others call it destiny. Imagine being the person who finds it. The feeling is electric, like uncovering a secret that's been hiding in plain sight for decades. And yet, it's not just luck. Knowing what to look for is everything. The first clue is the mint mark. A D on a 2001 penny usually just means it was minted in Denver. But on this rare penny, the D might be doubled, slightly shifted, or oddly formed. It's subtle, but that subtlety is worth millions. Examine the coin's date. The 2001 pennies are mostly ordinary, but this rare misstrike shows tiny doubling or an unusual die crack near the date or on Lincoln's shoulder. These flaws aren't accidents. They are tiny errors the mint overlooked. And for collectors, these errors aren't just mistakes. They're gold mines. Think about the people who found these pennies years ago. Most didn't even know what they were holding. One man found a stack of pennies on his kitchen counter, flipped one over, and froze. The doubling on the D was unmistakable. He couldn't believe it. A coin worth over $1 million was right there, hiding in his hand. Identifying this penny requires patience, a sharp eye, and some guidance. First, check the D mint mark. Is it slightly thicker, slightly off-center, or showing a faint doubling? Next, inspect Lincoln's profile. Look for die cracks, tiny raised lines that shouldn't be there. Finally, check the date itself. The rare misstrike might make the numbers appear slightly fuzzy or doubled. With careful inspection, you can spot a penny that's worth millions. Collectors will pay top dollar for these coins because they are virtually one of a kind. Some have sold at auction for over $1 million, changing the lives of ordinary people overnight. And it's not just about the money. It's about being part of a story, a treasure hunt that spans decades. Imagine the excitement of showing a friend or family member this penny, knowing that the tiny coin in your hand could transform your life. The thrill is addictive, almost spiritual. You start looking at change differently, with a sense of wonder, a sense that magic might be hiding in the simplest things. It's easy to think, I'll never find one of these. But remember, they exist. They were minted in 2001, slipped into circulation, and could be sitting unnoticed in your wallet, your drawer, or even between the cushions of your couch. The odds might seem slim, but the reward, $1 million, is real, and it's within reach. These pennies often show subtle imperfections on both sides. On the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial might be slightly misaligned, or the lines of the monument might be thicker than usual. It's tiny, almost invisible to an untrained eye, but with careful inspection, you can separate a regular penny from a treasure. Some collectors have spent years searching for these pennies, sorting through thousands of coins, never giving up. Persistence pays off. Every ordinary penny you examine could be hiding this extraordinary secret. And when you finally spot it, the excitement is indescribable. You realize that a small mistake by the mint has made you part of an elite circle of people who hold a piece of history and wealth in their hands. Even seasoned collectors are amazed when they find one. The 2001 D. Lincoln penny misstrike is the kind of coin that changes how you see the world. It's a reminder that sometimes the greatest treasures are hiding where you least expect them, waiting for someone patient enough to notice. Every detail matters. Look at the edges of the coin. Look at the tiniest scratches or raised lines. Compare it to other pennies from 2001. The differences are subtle but critical. This penny is not just a coin. It's a rare artifact, a million-dollar mistake that can't be replicated. Collectors who understand these errors are constantly on the hunt. They know that patience, attention to detail, and knowledge are the keys. And now, that knowledge is yours. Imagine flipping through a jar of pennies tonight and suddenly spotting the tiny clue that others might overlook. That moment, that split second, could be worth over $1 million. That it's a story of chance, discovery, and the thrill of uncovering something extraordinary hidden in plain sight. And it's a reminder that ordinary objects can hold unimaginable value if you know how to look.